What's up, guys? My name is SnyperSama, but you can call me Sniper. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we have my first Borderlands 4 build. And this is for my favorite character, at least so far. I've only played Vex, I've only played Amon. It's for Amon, okay? Now, this build is nuts, and it revolves around Ordnance. And there's two specific ones that we're going to discuss, okay? So, without further ado, let's get into today's Amon Ordnance only build. All right. So, to start, we are rocking Onslaughter. The reason we're rocking Onslaughter, we'll get into. As far as skill points go, we want 3 into Impetus. Kill skill will get better shield regen, which helps with our build, and movement speed, which is great. Whenever you're using Ordnance, especially the heavy weapons, you move slower. Wield the Storm, status effect damage. Status effect damage is huge on Amon. Okay, you can actually do so much. It's crazy. I will have another build going over this and actually having like one-shot potential here in the next couple of days. We have 1 level of Gut Punch. The reason for this is we're doing so much Ordnance damage anyways. Ordnance damage, my bad. We might as well weaken the enemies that we're fighting if they survive more than a couple of hits. Okay? You can see it's a 10% chance on hit with your Ordnance, though, and the way this build works, you'll see that 10% is closer to 100%. We have 5 of Bullet Storm. Whenever Amon applies a status effect, he gets increased gun damage. This is a huge damage increase, okay? You're going to have a max of 5 stacks at 7.5 each. 7.5 times 4 is 30, so you have a 37.5 chance, or damage increase, for 10 seconds. It's crazy. And that's it, minus the Metal Urge, which is, whenever you deal gun damage, you get your action skill cooldown rate for a duration. It's not crazy, but I was trying to figure out what else to slot into, and there were a couple of options. If you want something a little tankier, you can opt for more into heavy plate. But as far as Red Tree goes, I would say heavy plate, maybe Gut Punch, but like I said, Gut Punch is not a requirement. Okay, it's nice, and with the amount of Ordnance that you fire, you do not need this skill to be maxed out. You just need 1 point, okay? Next up, we have Crucible trait, and this is different from a lot of other people. The reason we rock Crucible is a kill skill. You get increased elemental damage for duration, which means your elemental damage increases by 30% after you get a kill. And if you are out and about, you're mobbing, you're in Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, the whole bit, you are going to be able to literally run through anything. I will show a clip of me going to do my wild card mission, where everything had regenerative, and most of them were not weak to cryo. Most shields, most health bars weren't weak to cryo, and I was decimating. I never ran out of my Ordnance. It was crazy. And lastly, we have Scourge. The reason we have Scourge, the reason Scourge is so important, is because of, right down here, Ballistic Bulwark, Primal Surge. But, we'll get into that. To start, we have maxed out Scorch Kairos. Ordnance gains increased, or Amon gains increased Ordnance damage and magazine size. This is huge, okay? This is a big one, and the reason it's such a big one is obviously the damage increase, but the magazine size. The way this build is supposed to work is that if you get kills and hits with your Ordnance, you have chances to reload all of the ammo that you use to get that kill or do that damage. Okay? You mix that with Battleborn, you get more gun damage the more full your health is, which is almost all the time. Okay? And then you have, whenever you deal Ordnance damage, there's a chance to apply a cryo status effect that deals cryo damage over time, which is huge. Okay? So if you go back to Wield the Storm, increase status effect damage. There's some synergy here, okay? To follow, to continue, we have Icy Rage. It is a kill skill, so you just need 1. Killing an enemy with cryo damage from guns or status effect, grant a stack of Cryo Affinity. Cryo Affinity, increase gun damage. Another 5 stacks at 6.25. So now we have the 37.5 mixed with this doing, hold on, quick math, 24, 25, 31. We have a minimum of 60% damage increase using the build as set up. We have 1 level into Blackout. The reason we only have one level in the blackout and we don't have more is because this is a little bugged right now. After some damage testing, the whole bit, the additional shock damage that happens is not increasing. It's like only doing a set amount, no matter how many skills. I've respec'd a couple of times just to try it at level 1, 2, and then 5. The damage didn't change. So until hopefully there's a patch saying it, I wouldn't recommend it. But once it is fixed, it might be an updated variant that we use. Okay? Primal Surge. This is another big one. Okay? When Amon applies a status effect, Cryo, there is a chance to partially restore his shield and ammo. This just got fixed. It was not restoring your shield appropriately initially. So, in the most recent patch on the 25th, I believe it was, September 25th, this has been fixed. And man, oh man, is it good. Last but not least, we have Ballistic Bulwark. Okay? This is active thanks to my Explosive Cyborg class mod, which I will go over in the equipment section. You get an overshield when you do ordnance damage. So we have stacks that come from our shield being full. We have stacks from our health being full. And now we have an overshield to make sure they both stay full permanently. You'll notice, though, despite the fact that we have so much invested into our blue tree, Scourge, we are using Onslaughter. The reason for it is because Pyroclast. There is a number of enemies that when you are fighting, you are playing the whole bit, there is a chance that you just lose all of your health to a one-shot. One prime example is if you have been farming for the triple bypass, you know that I think it's Black Hive can just ram straight at you. And when that happens, there is a chance that he just one-shots you. This allows you to get both your health and your shield instantly full immediately. It's pretty nice, I won't lie. That, or you could use it at the very beginning, surround yourself in a Forge Storm, and now you're applying shock, thanks to our Scourge tree. You can apply Incendiary, thanks to Onslaughter and its Pyroclast Augment, and Cryo. It's pretty nuts, I won't lie. As far as weapons go, you don't need any of these. I do recommend, at least for bossing, depending on how much health the monster has, or the enemy has, you could rock something like this, Stellium, which has the Energy Disc, the Jacobs, and the Crit Knife, but it takes away from the heavy ordnance. So, I have 2 solid, just mobbing weapons, and then 1 kill potential weapon, okay? Hot Slugger, Plasma Coil, and then obviously the Wombo Combo. If you saw my video a couple days ago, you know I love this weapon. I have a new one that's corrosive at level 50, which is huge, okay? Gadget Ahoy. Gadget Ahoy is the perk that you are wanting to get, and the reason for it is because it reduces your ordnance cooldown if you run out, it increases your ordnance damage, and every on a kill, it gets you 20% more damage. But this is the big part. Tingling Rocket Socket. The rocket itself is crazy, okay? It's a 2-shot, fires 2 rockets at a time, and its fire rate is increased by 30%. The thing about it is its magazine size. You can see that it's 25. But it gets a little crazy thanks to some of the skills we have. Last but not least, we have our class mod, and we have our Super Soldier Shield. The Super Soldier Shield is insane. And the reason it's insane is because, one, you get a movement speed increase, which completely alleviates the ordnance requirements for speed. When you are rocking ordnance, you move slower. It happens. It's how it is. This takes that away. Okay. On top of that, it gives you another overshield on top of your ordnance overshield, on top of your regular shield, on top of your health. It's pretty crazy. And probably, at least in my opinion, the most important part, other than the ordnance, the rocket itself, is going to be Explosive Cyborg. Explosive Cyborg is crazy because it gives you Ballistic Bulwark. I got really lucky, and I got 2 rolls into Scorched Kairos, which is great. It's a wonderful passive to have it into, as well as 5 levels into Ballistic Bulwark. You don't need 5 levels. If you get Explosive Cyborg with 1, you're good. You literally just need one to take, one to have. That way you get all of the overshield from your ordnance damage, because it does a lot. Okay? As far as actual gameplay goes, let's go ahead and get into it. You can see here we're at the bullet sponge test dummies. Let's go ahead and change the interval to 10. You can see I am on Ultimate Vault Hunter 2. I just hit 50 the other night on stream. We beat the campaign. We're going in. I finally figured out how to level up my Ultimate Vault Hunter, so testing's a little wonky, but I did get footage of me killing the wildcard mission to go up to Title Update 2. I'm stuck in Monster Hunter. Ultimate Vault Hunter 2. So, you can see here, you guys will see, nothing changes. I still have 35 bullets. And I just did 1.3 million. It's ludicrous. The other weapon that is most notably used with this build, at least for me, and what I've seen a couple other creators use, is the bottled lightning. I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but basically the way this thing works is you shoot a ball, and that ball shoots little like lightning bolts that attach itself to its enemies as it flies through, which is sick. The way you get it is the Terminus Range Vault Boss. That's all I'm going to say. Terminus Range Vault Boss. It's huge. It's a wonderful weapon. And it is the one that I used up until I got this rocket. So now we're going to do a showcase. This is the Wrath of the Ripper Queen, which happens to be the wildcard mission for the week. So, naturally, this mission has shielded enemies, fortified enemies, and strong enemies. So everything's a little healthier, does a little more damage, and they all have shields, which really lets this this bottled lightning shine. And you'll see, you shoot a ball, and if you don't know, when you're on hard mode, when you do damage that isn't the correct type, quote unquote, so in this case, against these red health bars, it would be incendiary damage. Okay? Basically, you do 50% the damage that you normally would. So we are absolutely eviscerating all of its shields. And you can see, this is my movement speed with the Ordnance out. It's absolutely crazy. This build's nuts. Okay, Ordnance Amon is probably one of the stronger builds that it's probably the strongest build that Amon has. I won't lie. He is definitely a little lower on the totem pole as far as skill trees and builds go in comparison to the other Vault Hunters. But man, when you get things rolling, it cooks. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming and watching. Thank you all for hanging out. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know what build you want to see next, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Farewell.